It's the morning of the equinox, 2025 fall, September 24th. How yous doing this morning? I want to point out the equinox recreation of the King Pacao. Now here in the cenote of the feathered serpent is the celibate tree that has been reincarnated into a birther for the king. The birther for the king has a placenta out of her head, and it goes into the back of the king's head, and then she has one that comes out of her mouth. It's a root that goes down his throat. This is all to keep the king alive and making a new king for the equinox, so the king can live on as being a son. Now this sun is different than our sun, for he is able to choose what sun that he wants. Here, Quetzalcoatl is the Milky Way, so this is where you go to become another sun, as if the sun of the earth is right now a different sun than what the king will come up with, and he thinks that the best sun will be in the sign of the sperm whale. Now most people don't know the sperm whale. It's only indicated here in the cenote of the feathered serpent. But the feathered serpent, being the zodiac, is the keeper of all these suns. And these suns can be interchanged with the sun that is not as desirable. So he changed his sun into the sperm whale, and now we're into the sperm whale of the Pacao regime. Up here, Lady Earth, see her two eyes, one here and one there, and above her head is a snake. As her hair goes down, it goes into a conch shell. This is a queen conch, and you can see the queen conch as I zoom in on the conch shell's opening. Goes towards the Quetzalcoatl and into the king, for the queen is his nourishment. And here she is as the sun comes up in the early morning of the equinox. Her arms are clouds that turn into a crab claw and a duck bill. She has a shark for a protector. The conch shell is rather big. It goes over the top of Quetzalcoatl's head. Let's take a little walk around here. This site is still under excavation, and you'll find it's still dirty, and it still has my tarps and my different cleaning mechanisms to try to keep this guy in good condition. Here we walk around to the turtle shell. It's a cracked turtle shell that the maze god comes out of. Here he is up in this direction here. We'll get a better shot in a little bit. But this is the way that Quetzalcoatl comes around, and he turns into a pregnant type of snake, which is big and fat, which has all the different signs of the inner circle of the Milky Way. I'm going to walk over here towards where the base god is. Now the maze god head is right here, and it goes around till it forms a corn cob type on top of his head. And we look at the crack in the turtle with his leg behind him, and he's birthing another star or part of the Milky Way. Then we come around, and here's a picture of the Cosmos Panther. Then you go into the cave. The cave has a real nice offering area, which is underneath the cave by the water. Here's the water down here. Above the cave is a snake. It's one of the snakes of the zodiac. There's also a falcon's head, but it's behind some weeds right now. I built this house right on top of where this site is. Here's a picture of the cave that shows you this was intended to be the earth monster. He looks at you like this. The snake wraps around. Been real happy with the moon goddess. She's been coming out pretty good. You know, she was completely black when I first started. The mold was inches thick. This is a 20-year project. And here's the snake's body coming back around, because they have this thing about being tail to mouth to show the circle. And this is where the tail comes up, and the tongue comes out of the Quetzalcoatl, and it wraps around on top of his tail. These are still in the dark, but that's the underworld jaguar. For some reason, a manatee, a couple other types of either glyphs or some type of indications what's here. Okay, well, here it is. The cenote of the feathered serpent on the Equinox.